Today's topic on the WealthKeel Freestyle, the $300 universal tax deduction thanks to CARES Act. That's all coming up next. Stay tuned. All right, to keep it short and sweet, this is an above the line deduction for $300. $300 whether you're filing on your own or you're married filing jointly. I'll be the first to admit I did assume it was $600 initially. There was some back and forth out there. I was wrong on my initial post. It has since been fixed. $300 married filing jointly as well. Essentially, it's per unit or per filing is the best way to think of it. So whether you itemize or whether you do the standard deduction, it's a $300 above the line deduction. So it lowers your adjusted gross income by $300. What's the key? Well, the key is you have to make a donation to the 501c3, which is essentially just a charitable organization. So make sure that you are tracking it that way. Make sure you send this documentation to your accountant, or make sure you document it on your own if you file your own taxes. But it's that simple, right? It's one of those things where you want to make sure it's brought to your attention because, well, heck, this all kind of happened earlier in 2020. You don't file your taxes till early 2021. You kind of forget about these things. So just make sure you put that on your radar. $300 charitable deduction. Make sure you notify your accountant or make sure you document it so that you can add it to your taxes when you get that finalized for your 2020 tax return. Big question we got a lot was, in the grand scheme of things, what's $300 do? I get it. Listen, $300, lowering your adjusted gross income by $300 is probably not anything crazy, but anytime the IRS gives you the benefit of a universal tax deduction, take advantage of it. It's just one of those things where, yes, we know that it's probably not going to save you a ton of money on your taxes, but it's something to take advantage of. So while I understand we all want bigger tax deductions, it's a smaller deduction, yes, but still, it's something to take advantage of. All right, so if you don't like that $300 tax deduction, we'll see how charitable you really are now. So the other item they added in there was, in years past, whatever you would contribute for charitable reasons, you can deduct 60% of it. Well, CARES Act bumped that up to 100%. So 100% of your adjusted gross income. So if you had $250,000 as your AGI, adjusted gross income, you could donate 100% of that and get the full deduction, where in years past it was only 60%. So if you don't like the 300 number and you really want to be charitable in 2020, there's your opportunity. The other thing is, from a corporation standpoint, that went up from 10% to 25%. So there are bigger ways to make contributions and bigger tax deductions that were put in place due to the CARES Act, which was triggered by COVID in 2020. So those are just a few things I wanted to bring to your attention from a tax perspective for your 2020 taxes. So keep those in mind. Thanks for tuning into the WealthKeel Freestyle. As always, we keep these a little bit shorter, just more informational. We'll also share the post from Kiplinger. Again, this all came from a Kiplinger post that I wrote a little bit earlier, so we just wanted to share a video as well to get a little bit more context to it. As always, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next video.